welcome back into another edition of Key Time Sports. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe button for Key Time Sports on YouTube and Key City Sports on Instagram. Now, I am talking about the Hall of Fame game that will happen tonight. Yes, football is back, and even though it's preseason, nobody cares. At least we got some football back. So it's the Chargers and the Lions tonight. One thing, I'm not going to be too long on this game because it's just preseason. Only thing I'm going to show y'all is the rosters and the rookies to watch out for the Chargers and the Lions. So first, I'm going to start off with the Chargers, and here is their roster. They have, well, we already know that they have Justin Herbert, but here is their roster for I believe that tonight most of these players who are on the list, they will get snaps. The starters, I think they will get one series or two. I'm not totally sure because we already know that starters, they hardly ever play in preseason games now. But there's always room for improvement when it comes to starters. So I hear Trey Lance. I heard yesterday Trey Lance, he is starting the Hall of Fame game. He's been in the NFL for 4 years. So maybe this is his chance to be a career backup somewhere. But he's almost been an NFL journeyman by now. So I'm curious to see what Trey Lance has in store tonight. If he's in a package role, if he's playing 2 or 3 series, and then Jim Harbaugh is putting him out, well, pulling him out of the game, we don't know. Only thing that we have, and also they have DJ Ugalele. I'm pretty sure I pronounced that right. DJ Ugalele, he was pretty, average in college. He was a college journeyman from Clemson to Oregon State to FSU and all of that. And we know last year when he was playing in FSU, he pretty much didn't have a good season. So those are the quarterbacks, and then you have Taylor Heineke, another career journeyman. So I'm pretty sure that the backup for the Chargers this year is going to be a career journeyman no matter what. No matter what. So now we get to the running backs for the Chargers. Omarion Hampton, I hear that he is going to get a significant role tonight. You still have Najee Harris. I don't think Najee Harris is going to play at all anytime. And wow, you also have four more running backs, because right now the Chargers, every team in the NFL has a 90-man roster, and they have to cut that down at the end of the preseason. So they start off with 90 now, and by the time by the time next week comes or the following week, it will drop to 75. So there's a lot of players that are on these teams now that won't be on these teams when the regular season starts, and which that is in about a month. About a month, a good month. September 4th, it is right around the corner. It'll be here before we know it. So now we get to the third part of the Chargers offense. And here are their wide receivers that could potentially be on the opening day roster. Here are their tight ends. Here are their centers, guards, and offensive tackles. Now, here's the Chargers defense. Now, the Chargers defense last season were pretty good, but they fell off at the end of the year, and especially in that playoff game versus the Houston Texans. I mean, They were up 12-0, and then all of a sudden, Houston caught fire, and it was lights out for the Chargers. Closed the curtain on their season. So here is their defense, and I believe that most of these defensive tackles are going to play tonight and have a few snaps, but they're not going to play the entirety of the game, which I understand. First preseason game, you don't want any of your starters getting hurt or dinged up. So here is the first part of the Chargers defense. Here is the second half of the Chargers defense. Here's the third half of the Chargers defense. And here's the Chargers special teams. Now, they have 90 players on the roster. They are going to start doing cuts pretty soon, but immediately after the first game, by the time Monday or Tuesday gets here, the Chargers and Lions have cut by 10 or 12 players. 10 or 12 players the Chargers and the Lions are going to cut. So, special team, we all know what the Chargers have on offense, defense, and special teams. Let me get on over to the Detroit Lions. Now, Detroit Lions last season had Super Bowl aspirations, but they had so many injuries and they were depleted. They were. They had 13 guys on injured reserve by the time the playoffs started. So they pretty much was behind the 8 ball already. So now we see with their offense, we see where Kyle Allen is there. He may get some playing time tonight. Hendon Hooker, Jared Goff, we may see him in there for maybe one series, but you pretty much know that your starters are going to be okay. I mean, if I'm Dan Campbell, my players, they are just playing 2 series and I'm pulling them out. I'm pulling them out just to make sure that they get their legs up under them, just to make sure. And then for running backs, we have David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Justin Jackson, Craig Reynolds, and 4 more other running backs. See, this is why I say 90 players on the roster now, and by the time mid-August gets here, it will be either 70 or 65. So it's not going to be that much. And then most of these guys who maybe will be playing tonight, they'll probably be on the practice squad throughout the regular season. So anybody that plays tonight, and I do mean anybody that plays tonight, they need to have a good showing. Now, this is the third part of the Lions of the Lions offense. Here is the fourth part of the Lions offense. Here is the Lions defense. And here is first part of the Lions defense. Here's the second part of the Lions defense. Here is the third part of the Lions defense. And here is their special teams. Now, rosters are out of the way. 90 players on both sides, 90 players on both teams. Now we are going to look at the rookies to watch for the Detroit Lions and LA Chargers. Now, the rookies to watch for the Lions are Tyleik Williams, defensive tackle from Ohio State, Tate Ratledge, offensive guard at Georgia, Isaac Tausila, wide receiver of Arkansas, Miles Frazier, offensive guard at LSU, Ahmed Hassanin, edge rusher, Boise State. Dan Jackson, safety, Georgia. And Dominic Lovett, wide receiver at Georgia. I've seen Dominic Lovett up close and personal. And this guy, he has so much potential. He does. He has so much potential. And I hope that the Chargers, they let him play a few snaps tonight, quite a few snaps tonight. And then here are their here are their undrafted free agents: Anthony Tyus, Kai Richarbox, Jackson Meeks, Jacoby Kenny James, Caden Prescorn, Zach Horton, Mason Miller, Liafu, Fanatino New, Gavin Holmes, and Ian Kennelly. That's who the Detroit Lions have as far as their rookies to watch, who may be playing tonight, and their undrafted free agents. Now let's get to the Chargers. The one Charger that I said for their rookie would be Omarion Hampton, and I said that earlier on. In this video. So Omarion Hampton from North Carolina, he had a good tenure at North Carolina. He averaged over 400 yards while he was there. So he was a good running back for the Tar Heels. And we all know that the Chargers, they just want to have a good old fashioned ground and pound game plan. That's all when it comes to this season. And also, I just want to see, when it comes to the Chargers, we all know that the Chargers are going to be a run first team, just like they were last year. But there are going to be some games where Justin Herbert, he may have to put the team on his back, throw the football 35 times, and possibly have a couple of run plays for him, because Omarion Hampton, if he averaged what he averaged in college, he is going to be something to handle. He is going to be hard for NFL defenses to neutralize already. That's what I'm hearing already from Omarion Hampton. And then you also have Trey Harris. Then you have the defensive tackle Jameer Caldwell. Fourth round, you have Kyle Kennard. Chargers also added depth at wide receiver: Keandre Lambert-Smith, Ordy Gatson II, and also the 6th and 7th round, they had Branson Taylor. Safeties, R.J. Mickens, 6th round, and Trezek Bridges for the 7th round. Those are your rookies to watch tonight's game. The Lions are a 2.5-point favorite. Now, this is the point in the show where I always say that preseason does not hold any weight towards the regular season. And preseason is just development for the rookies and the backups. The second stringers, third stringers, and fourth stringers. That's what the preseason is about. So the starters, they don't usually play much in the preseason. We've seen it over the last couple of years. We saw it with Sean McVay. He didn't have any of his starters play in the preseason. And then week one, they played and they were a little bit rusty. So that is one thing that's the risk that these coaches are willing to take for their starters not to play in the preseason, but have a little rustiness come the first and second game of the regular season. So with that, those are my rookies to watch for the Detroit Lions 2025 NFL season and the LA Chargers 2025 NFL season. Everybody that's going to be watching this show, football is back. This is the very first game, and this is the This is the first weekend where we have football until the middle of February. Every weekend between now and the middle of February, there will be at least a football game for us to watch. Tonight we have the Hall of Fame game. Then in 24 days we have college football. Then NFL football on September 4th, on opening night, and then we have playoffs, then Super Bowl, and then hey, that's it. But I'm happy that football is back. I know a lot of you all out there are happy that football is back. So let's just enjoy the night. And if you're going to play it for all my betting men and women out there, if you're going to place a bet, make sure that you know what you're placing your bet on. And for the last few days, I kept on hearing people talk about talk about overtime. There is no overtime in preseason. It's not any overtime in preseason. So that's one thing that I want to get out there. No overtime in preseason. Everybody enjoy the game, and with that, those are my rookies to watch, and that is my players to watch out for, not just tonight, but throughout the preseason and the regular season. So everybody, please enjoy football. Football is back, and we have the Hall of Fame induction ceremony on Saturday. Now, there are four guys that are worthy of their Hall of Fame induction. Larry Allen, Jared Allen, Antonio Gates, and Sterling Sharp. All of those guys are very worthy of their induction. They are. So, please like, comment, share, subscribe, click the notification bell to get notified of all of my reaction videos, shows, and other content. Please like, share, and follow Key City Sports on YouTube, and also Please like, share, and follow Key Time Sports on YouTube, and also follow Key City Sports on Instagram. And also, we are doing an expansion on both shows, and the expansion is going pretty well. We are going to be in a new algorithm come August 18th, so I am looking forward to that. And thank you to everybody who watches this show every day, and and to all my new subscribers, we are going to have a good time on this show. So, one last thing I want to say to everybody. Remember, the key is always on time.